reveals a trap door in the false bottom and a secret compartment below that is nearly a foot deep. See? Lots of room to store a girl who is physically fit. The left side of the box isn't solid. It's made of spandex, concealing another hiding place. When the illusion begins, the girl climbs into the box and the shade is drawn. But with the shade open, we can see how she quickly opens the trap door and slides her legs into the compartment in the base. She presses her back against the spandex, which allows her torso to hide in the side. Snug as a bug. The magician gives her a handkerchief to wave through a hole in the top of the box. This creates the illusion that she is still relaxing in the center of the box. But without the shade, we can see that she is already in her hiding spot by the time the handkerchief is placed into her grip. She pulls it down seconds before the magician drives the plunger all the way into the box, making it appear that she has been completely crushed. Without the shade, we can see that the plunger can slide all the way in without harming her, even though it is pressing tightly against her. The secret here is that the face of the plunger is also made of spandex. When it presses against her, it's like she's being crushed between two soft pillows. Nice. All that's left to complete the illusion is to reverse the action. The plunger is withdrawn and the girl immediately climbs back out of the base. She replaces the false bottom and gets ready for the moment of her big reveal. And that's how to put a crush on a girl without breaking her heart. Now for a trick that involves almost no preparation or special props. All you need is a volunteer, a pad of sticky notes, and a pen. The magician tells his volunteer to think of an object to sketch on the pad. He tells her that he'll be able to duplicate the drawing magically, no matter what she chooses. He hands her the pen and pad and tells her to draw. He even turns around so he can't see and places his hands behind his back. Even though this is his assistant, she's not in on the trick, so this trick will work with any random volunteer. Look at that, a heart, how sweet. She folds the drawing as instructed and places it in the magician's hand. Now, he convinces her that his magical powers of ESP are about to go to work and tells her to concentrate on her drawing. He turns around and attempts to read her mind. Oh, if only he could. He rubs the sticky note and turns around when he thinks he has the answer. He hands her back the note, still folded, and takes the pad and pen. He'll now attempt to draw the same object she's drawn just by reading her mind. Let's see how good he really is. He asks her to open her drawing and she reveals the heart. He then turns the pad around to show what he's drawn. How about that? A perfect match. So, did the masked magician really read the innocent girl's mind? Of course not. There's a secret. He asks the girl to draw a picture on the pad of sticky notes. The pad is one of the secrets to this trick. The sticky backing is essential. When the magician turns his back, the volunteer places her folded sketch into his hand. What you didn't see was a blank folded sticky note hidden in his other hand. When the magician turns around to tell the volunteer to concentrate on the object she drew, he sticks her drawing to the column behind him. He turns around to face the column, being careful to hide the sticky note from her view. In his hands, he holds the folded blank note, which the volunteer will assume is her drawing. While she's busy concentrating on her object, he's sneaking a look at her sketch. Once he's memorized it, he turns around and secretly removes the note. He folds it back up and exchanges it for the pad and pen. He duplicates the object he saw in her sketch and then reveals it to her. Whether it's a simple heart or a number or letter, it's easy to recreate. when you know the secret. For his next illusion tonight, the magician will demonstrate the magical powers of his latest invention, this high-tech machine that turns antimatter into matter. Not that it matters. Just keep an eye on what he can do with it. On the front of the machine is a control panel. The flashing lights indicate that the materialization process is ready to begin. He sets a couple of switches to delay the experiment and offers us an exclusive look inside. It's empty, except for a few more panels of lights which indicate the machine is now at full power. We're ready to begin. Now for the master switch. A flash of light, a surge of electricity, and a skeleton appears inside the machine. Somewhere, a biology class is missing its mascot. This illusion defies all the laws of science. He flips the switch again, and now the skeleton has taken the shape of the female form. I'd say it was impossible if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. The magician makes an adjustment and throws the switch one more time. Keep your eye on the humanoid. It's now transformed into a beautiful woman. She's alive. The heck with science. I love this trick. But is she real? An explosion, and the gorgeous girl emerges from the machine, fully formed and fully functional. Nice job, Masked Man. Now make one more for me. So, how did the masked magician create a living doll in his futuristic machine? Here are the secrets. When the illusion begins, the magician shows us the machine, which is basically a large box dressed up with flashing lights and phony switches. These lights and switches are just Hollywood props. They don't do anything other than blink and look really cool. The real secrets are hidden inside the box. When we look through the opening, it appears that we can see all the way to the end of a long hallway. What we don't know is that the hallway contains a large sheet of glass that is on a 45-degree angle to the front of the box. When light shines on the space behind the glass, we see through it to the empty hallway. But how does the cheap skeleton magically appear? Hidden just to the right of the glass is a secret compartment. When the light shines into the compartment, whatever is inside is reflected onto the glass. In this case, the girl. There is another secret room at the end of this hallway. Inside are another girl and the plastic skeleton. When the hallway goes dark and the outside lights flash, this girl wheels the skeleton out of hiding and behind the sheet of glass. Next, the lights come up in the hallway, exactly as the lights in the duplicate empty compartment are going down. Now the skeleton becomes visible through the glass, and the reflection of the empty hallway goes away. Next, we see the skeleton morph into a humanoid. Here's how. When the lights in the empty compartment are dimmed, a third girl places a mannequin inside and positions it precisely in the right spot. When the lights in the skeleton's hallway fade simultaneously with the lights in the mannequin's compartment, the reflection on the glass makes it look like the scary skeleton is transforming into the scary humanoid. It's really just the glass acting as a mirror. Now that the end of the hallway is dark, the skeleton is removed and the gorgeous blonde steps into its place. When the magician pretends to activate the machine again, the lights outside flash and the lights inside the compartment go down as the lights in the hall go up, making it appear that the humanoid is turning into the lovely lady. That's really her at the end of the hall, standing behind the glass. But how does she get from behind the glass to the opening of the machine? The secret here is that the glass is hinged along one side. When the magician cues the small explosion, the smoke obscures the hallway long enough for a hidden stagehand to pull a cable, which opens the glass and allows the girl to walk straight out of the machine. What a walk. This trick is a complex choreography of lights, smoke, and mirrors. and now you know how it's done. Next, the magician will astound us with some sleight of hand. But wait, his shoelace is untied. Not a good look for such a sharp-dressed man, and not very safe. Wouldn't want him to trip and break his mask. He gives his shoe a shake, then a few more for good measure. He's either got ants in his pants or is inventing a new dance move. Or maybe he's using some magic. Let's watch. How about that? His shoelace has miraculously knotted itself. I'm fit to be tied. So, how did the magician make his shoelace tie itself by magic? Here are the secrets. First off, his shoelace is really tied the whole time. The next secret is in this retractable key ring. A duplicate untied shoelace is attached to the end of the string where the keys would normally be fastened. The magician takes the other end and secretly clips it to his belt. The string, seen here, runs inside his pant leg so that the untied lace sticks out, while the tied lace is concealed by his pants. When the magician shakes his foot to make it look like he is tying the lace magically, all he's really doing is allowing the keyring to retract, pulling the untied lace up into his pants. See it go? Here it is again in slow motion. He presses the release and the lace shoots up inside his pants. Not so tricky when you know the secrets. This large steel frame will play a featured role in the magician's next mind-blowing illusion. So will his assistants. Here he is now, coming in from the mysterious fog. And here come the girls. And there goes the magician, floating straight up off the floor. The assistants return with the solid steel frame and pass it completely around the magician, proving that he's not supported from above, below, or anywhere. He's simply floating in midair. Let's see that again. Here's the frame, and there it goes, proving once and for all that it's not done with wires. Yet the magician continues to rise. And now he commands himself to lower, just in time to meet the ladies. How very smooth.